This weakness fixing idea, though, has a few issues. It has a few problems. The first one is that it assumes that all behavior can be learned. And associated with that, it gives us these messages that on the surface seem really smart. But when we take a little bit of a closer look, they cause us some problems. So the first one is, if you try hard enough, you can do it. How many of you have ever been told that? Pretty much everybody in the room, right? If you want it badly enough, you can do it. Now, when you encounter something that you try really, really hard at, and you want really, really badly, and yet you still can't do it, what happens?
You feel like a failure.
Yeah, you feel like a failure. Mine was called calculus. And I realized this most fully when I was a sophomore in college. So in undergrad, as you heard Becky say, I was an English education major. And so I'm sitting down with my advisor, who is one of the professors in the English department, and we're talking about the math class that I need to take in order to satisfy the liberal arts requirement for the school that I was attending. And he says, well, you've tested into this calculus class. And he begins to write down the course number on my schedule. And I said, whoa, 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 hold the phone. Don't sign me up for that class. And he said, well, you have to take a math class, and this is the class that you tested into, so we're going to put you in this class. I said, no. What's the lowest level math class that I can take and still get credit for my major? And he said, well, that's SM 111, Intermediate Algebra. And I said, that's the class I want you to put me in. And he said to me, well, don't you want to challenge yourself? And I said, well, of course, just not in that. Here's how I won the argument. I said, I'm going to have a really hard time justifying to the parents of my future students the amount of time and energy it's going to take me just to pass this class versus your class, American Lit since 1865, which I'm actually going to be teaching them. And so he relented, and I took intermediate algebra. Now, the reason why I tell you that story is is twofold. The first one is because we're going to talk a lot about time and energy. Because time and energy are really good indicators that you're doing something that indicates talent that you could build into a strength. If you lose track of time, for example, it's a really great indicator that you're working in an area of talent, right? The other thing that I want to draw our attention to is that it's okay not to work really, really hard at something that you're only going to ever be average at. Give yourself permission to say, that's not my thing, and I will do the SM 111 intermediate algebra equivalent of whatever that is, so that I can focus on the things that I can be great at and help others to do the same.